way back. We haven't done this in a while. It's been a while.
Yeah,
so
that's
we're coming at you with 3 movies this whole week, and so get ready for the review. The Way Back, starring Ben Affleck. That's about it. He's the star of the whole movie, and this movie is a good movie.
Okay, I didn't see this one, so what's it about?
It is about a guy who gave up basketball, who got into drinking, and who decided to go back to his high school basketball team to coach, and all comes together, and rainbows and sunshine and heavens open, and they win.
So it's like drunk Coach Carter.
Yeah, kind of. It's a little different. Now, the director is Gavin O'Connor. If you know him, he does really good sports movie.
Sure, I don't know names.
Miracle.
Okay.
Warrior.
Sure.
Yeah, and so now he does this movie. Now, a lot of times you see the trailers and you probably think, oh, it's another Coach Carter wannabe. But actually, basketball really has nothing to do with this movie. This movie is entirely about addiction.
It's a biography on Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
That's like the joking answer, but it's true.
And the funny thing is, his performance, and I might be the only one, this is probably his best performance of all his movies.
Really?
Yeah, just because...
Better than Armageddon?
Yeah. Especially better than Armageddon.
I'm here for
Like Paul said, he has the connection to this character because it's him. And it's telling a story of what he went through as his addiction and his rehab and what happens in his life. And his performance was raw, was real, and it's very believable just because he has that connection. And so...
Okay. Cool. Was there anything you didn't like about this movie?
One thing I didn't like about this movie...
Is it based on a true story? No, it's not, right?
You know what? That's the funny thing. You watch this movie and you're like, this could be based on a true story. Okay. And it's not. That's the thing. This is not based on anything. One of the things that I didn't like about this movie was, you get the aspect of the sports and the connection with him and basketball, but the whole entire time, it isn't about learning about these kids. I wanted his relationship to be more emotional, maybe more intimate with these kids, get to know them better. You really don't get to know their characters. You just know this is the best player of the team. This is the kid that likes to flirt with girls. This is the kid that dances before the game starts. So you're
not invested in the players per se. You're just
not even that. There's one kid who is the best kid. You get that investment in it, but it wasn't enough you're like, oh, I care enough for this. You don't really, because it really isn't about these kids. It's about a guy who goes through addiction. And that later on you find out, I don't know if I want to spoil this. So in this movie, you get the sense it's about basketball.
He was dead the whole time.
It's more about his hiding his pain. We all go through, which I appreciate this movie, is that we all go through certain types of traumas in our lives, hardship, and maybe tragedy in our lives. And we all either run away from it, we either hide from it, and in his case, he hid behind the alcohol. And there's this one scene that I thought they pounded in you, like, this guy is a heavy, hardcore alcoholic, and he was drinking beer. This scene, he pounded at least 20 cans of beer in one scene. In this scene, and you get that sense of like, this is a very dark, heavy movie. And I don't recommend, if you have any addiction towards alcohol, you probably don't want to relive watching this movie, because you get the sense of what these people are going through as they drink. What I love about this movie is it's not your typical sports movie, because in the third act, it leaves you it leaves you confusing, because you're like, where's he going with this? And this entire time isn't about basketball that he was missing. It's about losing his son to cancer. And it described in this movie where he went through chemo like 30 times, 30 rounds of chemo. And you get that sense of emotional scene of him. Now you get why he drinks, why he goes and he hide his pain through bottles and through alcohol and all that stuff. And I appreciated that scene, because this movie leaves you kind of like, not empty, but you're like, wow, like it's not that happy ending that you're looking for.
Okay.
Because this movie is more about what people or a person going through as addiction. It's not always rainbows and sunshine. Sometimes they overcome it, and sometimes they don't. And so, for me, I really connected this movie because, in my life, I have gone through an addiction, and I overcome those addiction. And because of that, I can appreciate what Ben Affleck's performance gives me. I can relate to him. And so, I appreciate this movie. It's probably the best acting movie the best acting performance that Ben Affleck's ever done, in my opinion. And so,
All right, cool. I'll have to check it out.
no, check it out. It's good. But if you haven't, if you have fun with drinking and you've been an alcoholic, I don't recommend this movie because it's going to be hard for you to watch because
Right.
it goes back and forth with drinking and so.
All right. The way back.
The way back.
Go ahead and give it a rating.
I give this Blu-ray
Wow.
because I would put this opening night, but the story is just your typical story. You've seen this movie 1,000 times, but the third act is what makes a difference, and the acting what keeps you in it. And so,
All right.
I recommend it.
Cool.
Peace.